Guys, hello and welcome to Skycurser Daily number 78. We are working on level 2 scripting today. I am picking up a little bit further than where I left off last time. I left off working with the ambulance riders, and since then I have worked out a few bugs that needed worked out, and also have done some basic scripting for the roaches that are going to come running in off the left side of the screen at a certain point in level 2. So I'm in the process of that. Pima99, what's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Thanks for saying hi. So yeah, today I'll be working on roaches for level 2 scripting. And be working on, if I get past that, I'll be working on the big rig for level 2 scripting. Specifically with the roaches, like I said, I've already got a lot of that scripted, but I'm going to work on something that is a little bit new to me, but the concept is not new. So I'm going to be working on dynamic paths. So I am familiar with paths in GameMaker and the basic way to create paths, but I would also like to take advantage of the ability to dynamically create paths for these roaches. So I'll probably spend most of the stream working on creating and destroying dynamic paths after I'm finished with them. And that should about cover probably most of the stream, depending on how quick that goes. If I am able to finish dynamic paths today for the roaches, then I'll move on to the big rigs, like I said. And specifically for the dynamic paths, I am going to be focusing on just one aspect of the roaches as they come in on screen. And I'll demonstrate the roaches to you here in a moment, what I have for the roaches. But the roaches are basically going to come from left to right on level 2, and then they're going to jump up in the air, and then they're going to find their final position, and then they will turn around and come back at Skycurser. What I want to do is make the jump from the ground to the air look as smooth as possible, and so I'm going to do that with a path, and I'm going to make sure that the path has is not basically straight lines. Instead it's based on curves. So yeah, I'm just going to create like 1 or 2 dynamic points for each of these roaches, and then basically set them in motion, and after they're finished on that path, they will basically start a different part of the script. So first off, I think we could probably just go ahead and demonstrate what it is that we have. I'm going to go ahead and do some position changes. I ran this right before I started the stream, and I noticed that I probably need a couple of minor position changes, so bear with me just for a second as I do that. I'm going to try positions 4 and 5 for these roaches, and then I'm going to set up what we need set up for level 2 to get straight into level 2. Of course, right now the game goes straight into level 1, so I'm going to modify it so we go straight into level 2. And that just is a couple of minor changes here. I change where we go from the menu straight to level 2, and then I have to add some I have to make sure that we have lives for level 2, because the way it normally works is that the lives are just carried over from level 1, but we're going to go ahead and grant 3 lives so we can go straight to level 2. Now the roaches that we're working on, they're coming at the very end of what I have scripted so far. And I will show you what I have scripted if I'm able to get there in time. Let's go here. Right now I have 60 plus points of story points on the timeline for level 2. And the roaches come at the end of that, starting at about story point 48. So these are some of the roaches. These are the flying roaches, but these are not the jumping roaches. The jumping roaches will be coming here in just a moment. The jumping roaches basically turn into flying roaches. Here they are. And right now we can see that the positioning is a little bit off. Also, they're not hitting their direction that I'm trying to get them to hit. And so they're not going to their final point that they should be going to. And then some of them are freezing. But I did notice that their Y positioning is a little bit off, so I'm going to fix that first. And then we're going to work on the step event in GameMaker. So these guys probably need to be about 4A. I like the position 5. That looked really good to me. And now I'm going to work on 4A. Okay, so I already changed the positioning where they should come in at the Y positioning. Now I'm going to change, hopefully if I can find this, the correct location for this, I will find exactly why they're not moving to their final direction. It's almost like the speed is dropping. X is greater than or equal to the jump X position. Then basically stop. Speed turns into 1. Distance changes to this. If the distance is greater than the max distance, which the max distance gets set in the create event as 0. If the distance that we calculate here is greater than the max distance, then set the max distance to the distance. Then, if distance is greater than or equal to max distance divided by 3. So, I think it'd probably be good to pull up an example of this and kind of just do the math here with you guys. Make sure we have some good examples to work through. So, I'm trying to make sure this math all plays out correctly. And so, we'll just talk about roach distancing here. And I do a calculation on the fly. What's the distance between where the roach is currently at and where I want the roach to be? So I have a distance then. Max distance is set to 0. And let's just say, for argument's sake, that this first distance calculation equals, I don't know, 45 pixels. Let's make it easy. Let's make it 60 pixels because we want to be able to divide it into thirds. The first time through, the distance will be the furthest for these guys. So what will happen is max distance will change to 60. And we'll then say if distance is greater than or equal to max distance divided by 3. So what the calculation is here is 60 divided by 3 equals 20 times 2 equals 40. So I do see that they're, basically doing their turnarounds and basically flying the other way. Let's do this other calculation. 60 divided by 3 equals 20, and we're looking at the distance here. The distance would basically be, I think this might be where the problem is based on what I'm seeing. The first time through, distance would be 60, and so let's do that calculation. So what we're saying is if 60 is greater than or equal to 40, Aha, I think this is where we're getting blocked. If distance is less than or equal to this, and what we should be saying is greater than or equal to 3, and then if the distance is greater than or equal to 3, then we're always the roach will always have a direction that it's going to go in. And if the roach always has a direction that it's going to go in, then it will be fine until it hits that 3 mark. It's within 3 pixels of where it should be, and then it changes its orientation to a flying roach instead of a jumping roach. It changes its type, and its type basically flies from right to left. So I think this will basically fix our issue. I'm looking forward to this because this should look really good if it plays out correctly. So yeah, these calculations were looking correct to me, but the next thing that I saw was if distance 60 is less than or equal to 3, and of course the distance should get shorter each time, so the next time it should be, you know, less than or equal to this, less than or equal to this, right? So, and it should keep getting a new direction directive, and it will keep on trying to find that sweet spot of 3 pixels. But the problem is 60 will never be, the way this is progressing, it won't get a new directive until it gets under 3, and that's the problem. We want it to say if it's above 3 at any time, it constantly gets the new directive. It maintains that speed of 1, and will then eventually get to that position where it's only 3 pixels away. So let's try this. I'm thinking this is where my bug was. So again, we'll play through level 2, which is, I don't know, all of maybe 40 or 50 seconds until we get to those roaches, and we should see quite a bit different functionality out of them.
Mission 2, Freeway Frenzy, go!
I need to make those, whoa. Oh man, look at that. That looks actually really good. Unfortunately, the animation is a little bit off. Wow, and the timing is just a little bit off. It's not bad though. So this is what I wanted to fix. I wanted to change a little bit of that, and that actually looked pretty good. So we're going to work on that. I'll work on the timing here, and I'm just going to reset and just kind of get a good feel for where the timing is off.
Freeway Frenzy, go!
Unfortunately, I'll just play through that again as quick as I can here. And of course we'll work on the animation. The animation will look really smooth. I'm not at all worried about the animation. Oh. Okay, so this timing needs to be, when they jump up, the timing needs to be a little bit quicker. And the spacing is correct. but they need to fly off a little bit sooner. So when they jump, I'm going to move their speed to 2, and that should get us where we need to be. And then there's this hover that happens. I think what I'll do is set the initial stop to true before setting it to flying. And then the hover of 2 seconds, I'm not sure about this. Let me think about this for a second. I think it should almost happen as quick as it can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the initial stop to true. So I'm going to go like this. Initial stop equals true. Hover complete equals true. And that should start us right into moving left as soon as we hit our position. And I think that's exactly what we want. So let's also, before we jump back in, let's just look at the animation really quick, because something's wrong with the animation. It's not quite doing what we want it to on the when it should be flying right. And the jump is actually just a stationary. I don't like it. It should be flying right, literally as fast as it can be. So it should hit this once. And so what I think I'll do is set a variable inside of the create event. And the variable will just be has jumped equals false. And then as soon as it has jumped, if has jumped, if not has jumped, and we'll set it to true immediately. Has jumped equals true. Else, just go ahead and set the action to fly right. This should solve our issue of this weird state that it looks like it's just frozen while it's moving upward. So let's check it out.
Mission 2, Freeway Frenzy, go!
Not working. What's going on here? Not right, not right. The position was right previously. Oh, okay, so when the initial stop actually happens, it resets the direction. I think we can just reset the direction immediately. And the current action was getting reset. All those things were happening. I think we'll just do this. We'll set all these variables right here. Those are things that would normally happen in the initial stop. And let's see, anything else important that's happening here? I don't see, I don't think I need a hover to occur, so I think I'm okay with how this is. So let's just try this one more time. That should solve it. Has jumped equals true.
Mission 2. Freeway Frenzy. Go!
Ah, come on, what's going on here? Why is it doing that? I don't get it. Distance greater than or equal to 3. Might have to do with the speed just being too quick, and it's missing missing this. This is never evaluating to true, so it keeps trying to find the direction. Although I would think it would like reverse position. Set this to 5, set this to 1. I'm trying to skip initial stop. And the other thing I want to do here is I think I want to try to see if I can just make these occur faster in the room. So I'm going to go to the enemy generator object, the step event, and just update this so that these, actually that would be kind of difficult because I've got 24 of them. Okay. Let's also do some debugging. Okay, so at some point we should see it switch over, the debug messages switch over from not hit to hit. And again, this may be the culprit along with the low value set there. So let's just see what this outputs for us.
Mission 2. Freeway Frenzy, go!
I think that hovered too long for those roaches as well. And I need to make these so that the player can collide with them. The player right now cannot collide with the ambulances. And that's a bug. Stop. Stop. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, well, first of all, let's check our logs. Not hit, not hit, not hit. It's just missing everything. It never actually evaluated to hit. So that possibly tells me that our X and Y's are messed up, or our jump X and Y positions are messed up, which they shouldn't be. Got all those set here. Let me just look at them for a minute. The Y positions look accurate to me. With the Y position, oh, I'm changing the current action to fly right here. So what happens is it catches this and then never gets back into here. So what I need to do is add that current action to this if statement. And that would explain why it's not hitting anything down here ever. So I think I'm going to try to bring these back to the way they were. I like the 2 speed. I liked having this at 3. I think this should evaluate properly now and get us in there. It says line 90. I don't have that in there either. Jump, fly right, turn, fly left even. Well, fly left should automatically, that should literally be the last time that anything happens there, so I think I'm good just to do this. But I think it saw something weird at the beginning here. I'm not sure. Maybe not. That all looks right to me. Let's just try that. Cannot use function script name for a variable. I'm not sure what variable it thinks I was using there. Using distance to point. Oh, wait. How did this get added in here? Okay, got it. Try again.
Mission 2, Freeway Frenzy, go!
Yeah, I hear you. Holy cow. Oh. So it looks like they have a glitch where they try to fly right again after they're already turning. So I'll have to look at that. But for the most part, pretty good.
Dad. That's fine. Oh.
Okay, so like I said, we try flying right, and then when they start turning, I think somewhere in here we're, I know what it is. We hit fly right again right here, whoops, but we don't tell it to keep turning until it hits this position right here. So let's just tell it to keep turning on either one of these, and then that should keep it turning the entire time. Couple things. I want to make it so that the Ambulrider can collide with Skycurser. So let's put that in here real quick. It's not already. I thought it was in here. I guess it's not. We can just add it really quickly. This should do it. Let me read it real quick. Perfect. This will do it. I'm just trying to make it quick. And just drop that in right here. Okay, cool. Let me see if the rider is in the same position to do that real quick. Yeah, he's already doing that. Good. So the rider was doing it, but the ambulance wasn't. So now we fixed that. One other issue that I see is that the projectile, everything can collide with it, and it has a very specific like a blood animation whenever a bullet collides with it, and that's not correct. So I want to see if I can correct that really quick. Let me look here first. Okay, we're looking at object enemy 1 attack, object boss 1 attack, orb. So what I need to do is basically mirror this for the attack from the ambulance rider. Yeah, this will be good, and we call this the projectile. Object ambulance infected rider projectile. Let me make sure I name that exactly correct. Good. That should fix how that behaves basically. And then one other thing, I want to make that as strong as when you deflect it, it should basically have the same impact as the level 1 object, the level 1 projectile from enemy 1. So we're trying to head there real quick. Enemy weapons are here. I need to move this projectile up here to these weapons. Here we go. And then this enemy I want to attack should basically have the same I think script weapon step would do it. And it would probably actually come down to the collision script. Because it should basically be really strong and should destroy, if not come close to destroying, anything it touches. Here we go. Object-based projectile covers it because it is a projectile. Let's verify that. Base projectile, so we're covered here. Let's see if I can find object enemy 1 attack. Not in here. Okay, I'm fine with that. So that should mean that everything that's I'm just not finding the code that should be handling this enemy 1 attack, and that's what I'm looking for. Weapon step. Weapon collision check. Come on. Collision gen. DS weapon map generate. Let's see. Close some of these up here. Last but not least, I'm wondering if it's even handled as it should be handled here. I thought I was handling it correctly at one point, but I may not be. Here we go. If the death is by Skycurser Katana or enemy 1 attack, then there's a bonus. We are grabbing enemy weapons. Let's check the base projectile object. Inheriting from base weapon. So base weapon is here. Step event here. And script weapon step, which I believe is in right here. Passing itself into weapon collision check. Let's just watch the progression here as it moves through these scripts. Argument 0. Argument 0 is passed into the collision gen, which then argument 0 is set as just watching, and I can see everything here. Where do we set it? We set it as the object weapon in the collision script. Which comes through as this guy right here, argument 0. So weapon should connect and weapon connected are determining whether or not the weapon should connect with the particular object. So I think this is where we control whether or not the projectile hits anything else. So let me just see here. Aha, here we go. I think what we need is to add our piece here. What I'm looking for is the enemy 1 attack. Perfect, this helps me do it right here. So, get this guy in here. Mini blast bullet, shotgun blast bullet should not be able to connect with the, let's go look at the name of the object. So, long object name. Put the projectile. Object, ambulance, infected rider, projectile. Object, ambulance, infected rider, projectile. So this thing can't connect with itself, and bullets and shotgun bullets cannot connect with it, but it can connect with literally anything else. Good, so we won't see those weird like impacts anymore. And script weapon connected, let me just look and see what that is. been a while since I've touched that, obviously. Pull over here. Katana, special, trail, has the weapon already connected with whatever it's looking at. Okay, I think we're good here. Close this guy out. Updated, close. Let's just go head back over. I think we're gonna be in a good spot now. I feel like the ambulance riders are a bit strong, but we'll see.
Mission 2, Freeway Frenzy, go!
Give me a minute, love. Ah, there we go. Much better, much better. Can I connect? Yes, I can. It's just like it should be. Get out of here, boy. Now, the only thing is, the power of them is not strong enough, in my opinion. So they're doing this weird turn thing where they're not flying right long enough and they're turning too quickly, and they're doing the turn animation more than once. We want that not to occur. So once the turn animation is done, they should be all the way turned around, period. So let's close some of these up here so it's a little bit easier to navigate our assets. Back to our enemy roach, object roach. Let's say has jumped, has turned, false. And then once we have instructed it to turn, we don't let it turn again. So we'll say turn, we've got these two turn pieces here. What we'll do is if image index, let's look at the cutoff for turn, is greater than or equal to 9. We'll say has turned equals true. If not has turned, then do what you're currently doing. Else, if you have turned, we'll let you go ahead and hover. And we'll basically do the same thing right here. Yep. Cool. And then, of course, we got to add our action here. If it's not already added, which it isn't because it's hover. Cool. Alright, let's try that again. I think I'm going to need to speed up the image speed as well, because the image speed looks a little bit low to me.
Mission 2, Freeway Frenzy, go!
They're still doing the weird turn thing. So let's go look at that. I think there's a problem with where I've got the turn occurring at. Okay, so I think what's happening is it's hitting the animation block first and then just resetting back to 6. So I think what I'll do is add another little piece here that should prevent it from resetting to 6. Alright, that should fix that. I don't think I'm seeing like all the enemies come out like they should be. It's like they're all running out at the exact same time for each of the rows, for each of the columns.
Mission 2, Freeway Frenzy, go!
Oh, let's see.
Super ready.
Oh yeah, that looks good, man. Oh, they did come out. Okay. Oh, so they're moving downward. Okay. Wow, that's actually not bad. Does the level finish itself off? Should. Oh, I know what's happening. The destroyed when they're flying off screen. So we need to add one more piece here, or type is equal to jumping and x is less than 0 minus sprite get width sprite roach. And yeah, technically we could just say x is less than minus whatever the width of the roach sprite is, but let's just keep it in here the way we have it. I'm missing a parenthesis, so it should be 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 3. Cool. Now I don't like the way those guys are jumping and then resetting, so I want to see if I can slightly modify the Y positions. They're kind of like jumping and then moving downward still. They're going up and then going down, I should say. So let's look at that real quick. Would be under scripts, enemies, roach generate, and final piece here would be 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. Okay, so this is the problem. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think what we'll do is this. Change everything here. 1, 2, 3. This should solve our problem. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now change these to 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. Almost done. 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. Cool. So we got one set. Three set. Okay, cool. That should fix the where they're doing the weird fly across the screen. Now, if this looks good, which I think it will based on what I just saw, the last thing we do is update to set these guys on paths when they're in their jump movement, so that the movement looks quite a bit smoother and has an arc to it instead of just a straight line.
Mission 2, Freeway Frenzy, go!
Roaches. What happened? Really? You were doing so well. Not sure what happened. positions look good. Oh, I think I have an idea. I think I have an idea. I think the roaches were destroying themselves as they were getting generated based on what I just added. So let's go look at that real quick. I need to make sure they get destroyed when they go out of the room to the left, but this needs to be flying instead of jumping. Because when they're jumping and they go out of the room to the left, well, basically they start out of the room to the left, and that would mean they destroy themselves immediately. So we don't want that. Instead, we want them to only be destroyed if they're flying off the stage to the left. That should allow the level to complete. So let's just try this one more time.
Mission 2. Freeway Frenzy. Go!
Yes. Oh man, that looks so good. And I forgot to let it see if it would finish the level. I think it will though. And I'm going to leave that piece alone. Couple things. I am noticing a major bug related to coins and credits. So I have to address that immediately. The bug that I'm noticing is that when a user inserts a coin after the game has started, it's not respecting the credit increment based on whether or not the user has already started the game or not. So I think the key is after you have one credit, it should respect whatever is the next setting in the op menu for game continue. So I'm going to change the way this works just a little bit. If first play is equal to false and Okay.
But that's not, I mean, you know why.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to change this to have an exclamation there and remove this. And the next thing I want to do is if arg0.attract mode so I'm going to say make sure the player has at least 1 credit. If global.stored credits greater than or equal to 1, global.stored credits, change this to next cred equals true. If global.credits greater than or equal to 1, next cred equals true. I must be missing something here. What am I missing? Ah. So if it's not first play and it's not, let's just say first cred instead of next cred, be a little bit more clear. And not first cred, then go off of this value, which would be the which would determine if the player has added enough coins to meet the coins per continue value. I mean, I think basically once the player has entered 1 credit, you just give them the benefit of the doubt whether they've started the game or not, and you go off of coins per continue value. So we'll verify that that this works as expected. So the way I have it set right now based on the operator menu is first credit costs the player 2 coins, and next the continue credit costs the player 1 coin. So I'll show you. Game adjustments, let's see, it should be right here. Oh, points per continue is set to 2, so that's good. Let's set this down to 1. Let's set this up to 3. Make it a little bit extreme so we can verify that this is working as expected. Okay, we're here. We add 1 coin. We have an issue already. Hold on. Abort. This should have been first cred. First cred. Now our setting's still saved. The way that I have it set up, that's still saved. So all we got to do is go to the menu screen again. Okay, so we're here. We add 1 coin, 2 coins, 3 coins, get 1 credit. Add 1 credit, add 1 coin gives us another credit as expected. Add 1 coin here gives us a 3rd credit as expected. hit start, and we lose 1 credit as expected immediately, so good. Then I add 1 credit, 1 coin here is a credit. Perfect, I love it. That's the way it should be. I'm just kind of realizing the importance of making sure the player gets to continue as they expect it to. Those guys, I need to reduce the time that they're hovering. I'm going to either be like 1.5 or 1 second there. So they might need to even run out a little bit faster, and I think their animation needs to be a little bit faster. And I should be able to get out of here now whenever the timer runs out. I'm probably gonna have to do some debugging on that. Basically the level should be finished, or what may have happened is I did let that ambulance rider fly off the left side of the screen. So do I have a destroy event for that? No, I don't. I agree. Boom. Okay, so that should fix that. Now, any ambulance that goes off the left side of the screen will get destroyed. Any roach that goes off the left side of the screen will get destroyed. The level should be able to complete once again. And as soon as we verify that, then we'll move over into path.
Mission 2, Freeway Frenzy, go!
Finish. No finish. Destroy does a minus on that. Destroy here does a roach counter minus on that. That's good. Gotta make sure roach counter. Why am I doing an instance destroy here? It's already being destroyed. Why does the roach have an enemy 3 death in it? Oh, just to do some explosions correctly, that's fine. Okay. Come on, just give me a clean finish here. I was gonna check the enemy generator to see if roach counter is what it's looking for. I'll do that real quick.
Skycurser. Mission 2. Freeway Frenzy. Go!
There it is, finally. Okay, perfect. Alright, now, finally getting to where we want to be, which is dynamic path creation. And so I'm going to do some research on that. If you guys just bear with me for a few moments, we'll figure this out together. We can do a path add, adds an empty path and returns its index. I can have a path here. I can add a point to the index, the index of the path to add the point to, the x coordinate of the new point, the y coordinate of the new point, the speed factor of the point. Default value is 100. With this function, you can add a point to the specified path and set its speed factor. The point is added onto the end of the path, irrespective of the position of the point, and the factor is equal to the percentage of path speed that the following instance actually goes at when it reaches this point in the path. If you wish to place a path point at some other position that is not the end, you should use path insert point, which is maybe what we'll do. Good to know. Path append joins two paths, assign duplicates a path, changes an existing path's points attributes, clear points, deletes all the points on a given path, deletes a given path, delete a point, duplicate, ends the path the calling instance is currently following. End action. Stop the path, continue from start position. Nope, start the path again from the current position. I think stop the path is valid. Reverse the speed of the path. Start the path again from the current position. Continue from start position, jump to the start. Got it. Or stop the path. I think the answer there is 0. Returns whether a path with a given index exists or not. Flip, get closed, get kind, smooth or straight. I think we would like to be able to set that for sure. To add points to the path or be using MP grids to Generate the path. I don't know what that is. Aha, motion planning. Sweet. Okay, so let's back up out of here because I think we're good there. I don't need that right now. But I do want to be able to set the type, the kind. Get kind, get length, name, number of points on a path, point speed, point X, point Y. Okay. Precision, speed, get X, returns the Y coordinate of a given path's given position, index, insert point, mirror, orientation. What's orientation? Oh, okay, so it changes the orientation. Position, position previous, rescale, reverse, rotate, scale, set closed, set kind. There we go. Set precision. So I think more like smooth path, precision 4. Set the path to not be closed. That's cool. Speed, start. Okay. Here we go. Let's start by good with the enemy generators for now. Okay, so I think we have everything that we need here to figure this out. I'm going to create a variable that I think is going to help us with this. Path created equals false. If we're jumping, we need to know what the path is. If not path created, go ahead and create it. But then roach path equals path add. And let me look at the insert point option. Defining point to insert the new point before. That's interesting. I think what we'll do, I mean, we don't necessarily have a reason to build it like this. Let's try path add point. Path add point, the index is roach path. The X position is I think we can just say X and Y as the initial position. No, Y will be jump Y position, and 100 for speed. So that's the first point. Point 1. I want at least 3 points. Point 2. And path add point will basically be roach path. The X position will be, I think this is incorrect. And this may be incorrect as well. This should be Y, and this should be jump X position. So this should be jump X position plus, I don't know, 15. I would like to see a curve in these guys, right? So then the Y position would be jump. We're gonna have to do some math here. Jump Y position minus Y. So if the Y position is at 10 and the current jump Y position is at 200, and we subtract that, 200 minus 10 would get us, 190 divided by 2 would probably be about right. Yeah. All right. Point 3, and this will be back to the jump X position. This one will be the final position of the Y jump Y position. So we basically have 3 points on this path. That's what I want. I want to call it path set kind to smooth. I think that's my option. I didn't look though. Let's see what my option is here. Index and kind. So I need to pass in the index. Path set precision. I'm sure I got to pass the index in again, and then 4. Man, if this works, it's gonna look really good. So I'm hoping that this gives us a good curve when the roach jumps up. And so when he starts moving, when he's ready to jump, let's see. If X is greater than or equal to jump X position. If not has jumped, then we say path start roach path, and speed will be, let's just say 3 just to check it out real quick. Let's do 2. 2, and then end action will be 0. Absolute, man, I forget exactly how that's working. path start. Whether the ceiling instance should follow the absolute path as it is in the editor or a relative path to its current position. Well, oh, the calling, I said ceiling. Whether the calling instance, I think it's not really going to matter if, let's just put this to true for now because I've actually set the actual X and Y coordinates for this. So let's say true on that. If not has jumped, then started on its path at the end of it. At the end of its path. Let's say path end. Can we say path end right here? With self path end. I think what we do here is remove this guy so he doesn't try to follow the direction anymore because he's already on this path. We've set him on this path, and all we're doing here is changing the action or the image index based on where its path is. We can stop the path once it hits its goal. I think we could even say if path get the calling instance's position on its path. To get or set the position of an instance along a path, the value is normalized from 0 to 1. So if you set it to 0.5, the instance will be moved to exactly the middle of the path. So if it's, I think we say then if path position is equal to 1, because 1 would be its full path, 0 would be where it starts. If path position is equal to 1 with self path end, let's actually do this a little bit differently. Distance is equal to 1 with self path end initial stop. I think we can say path destroy or path delete roach path. So get rid of it when we're done with it and then send it on its way. So this is going to be important. Max distance. This should still work. Inverted distance equals 1 minus distance. I think for this I have to say inverted distance If the inverted distance is greater than the max distance, then the max distance equals the inverted distance. And this would be distance, inverted distance is greater than or equal to. So if I've got a long way to go, like let me just think about this for a minute. Oh, man, let me post a link for you. Zerat Studios, give me a second. I've got that's where I got them from. Actually got them from Best Buy. They were carrying those glasses. So 1 minus, let's just say the distance is shortening each time. 1 minus 0, 1 minus 0.1 would be 0.9, would then be 0.8, 0.7. Yeah, this is correct. Okay, hit play. See if we got it in this one fell swoop here. I think maybe this is not correct. Don't lose my train of thought here. Hit play again.
Skycurser.
Let's do what one, love?
Mission 2. Freeway Frenzy. Go! Mission 2. Freeway
Oh, I
Frenzy.
thought you
Go!
I turned on to No. So they're not following their path. It's interesting. Or I've got the path incorrect in how I'm doing this. path has not been created. Set the path to true. Set path created to true. Add the roach path. I wonder if basically, I mean, this should be adding itself as a property. Thank you very much. So 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 roach path. I think I've got my positions correct here. X, Y. The Y position should be the starting Y position, and it should jump up. Jump Y position minus Y. Let me think about this for a second. So again, 200 minus, 20 would be 180. Divided by 2 would be 90. And then that last piece looks right. Set the kind. Add the point. Set the precision. Start itself on that path. Pretty sure that took. If it has jumped, with self path start. Man, I guess I could set this to false, but I don't see what that would solve. Speed 2 into action would be stop. Yeah, I'm one of 3. So yeah, I'm one of 3 working on this project. The other 2 guys have different roles. Chris is the art guy and sound guy. He's doing an incredible job. He's also doing a lot of the just kind of the storyline of the game, and Phil is doing a lot of the hardware and general game producing, anything that falls under that title, which is a big title. So yeah, man, we really we really love it. We love the arcades. Chris owns several arcade games in his house, and of course, any of the MAMEs that go with them as well, the MAME files. So but yeah, he's actually got several arcade games besides just the MAME, the actual MAME generated files, so the BIOS. So yeah, man, it's been good. We've been working on this project since about February of 2014, and we hope to have it finished by next year, February 2016. So yeah, we're trying to get it rolling, man. We believe a lot in the arcade community, so we're trying to breathe some life back into it. Alright. Has jumped, true, current action jump. I'm not sure that this is occurring as I would expect it to occur. Yeah, man, he's tearing it up. Contra, love it. Yeah, love Contra, man. He's got influence from a lot of different things here. I think Contra is one of them. Doom. What are some of the other ones you mentioned? I think I have them listed down here. Let me see. The influences basically is what I'm looking for. They're not popping out at me right from... Yeah, the influences aren't popping out at me right here, but they're probably listed on the Skycurser website. Yeah, he's got a lot of different pieces in play here that are just, you know, he's trying to hit some very specific things and kind of get that good feeling of just what it was like. Oh, here they are, here they are. So he's got Doom, Nazca's Metal Slug, Namco's Splatterhouse, and James Cameron's The Terminator, and Michael Jackson's Thriller. So he's got all those on there. Just kind of like all those are kind of influencing his artwork and what he's trying to do with this project. But the storyline is good too, man. Like the storyline, the basics of the storyline are basically that you're Guy, the lone hero left on planet Earth, and you're trying to take out the mutant infestation that's trying to take over the planet. So mainly to prevent it not from just taking over the planet here, but also from taking over other planets. So it's really good. I feel like this is probably right. Let me see if I hit this. Set the kind, set the precision. Path end, path delete. If distance is equal to 1. Ah, this is probably where it's getting cut off. I should probably say if distance does not equal 1. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That'll probably actually do it right there. Let's try it. This will be so awesome if this works. I'm gonna be so pumped if this works.
Mission 2, Freeway Frenzy, go!
Woo! Oh man. So it's alright. It's alright. Not bad, not bad. So I think there's a problem that's occurring here. Obviously there's a problem that's occurring here. But it looks like they're all trying to fly the same path. Good story, check. Good gameplay, side scroller, fact action, check. And art, that classic 80s, 90s feel, check. I like it. Yeah, man, if you want to know more about us, I think this will do it. And you can, if you want, you can follow us here. That should do it too. So thanks for the kind words, man. Really appreciate it. put a lot of time into this, and hoping that the experience with this for people when they play is just exactly the feeling that they're you know, that they see and that they want. And I think when you see it is one thing, but when you play it, it feels even better, man. So hoping this goes well. And awesome, man. Thank you for the follow too. Thank you so much for that. Alright. So we got it to fly its path. That was really good. True should have been absolute. Man, I wonder if I put this to false. But I thought something was a little bit weird there in that they did jump up from the Y position, but they went to this middle position here. And that was way off. So I think what I'm going to do here is do some output of some of my points, so we should be able to see exactly what these points are. And so let's go. Show debug message jump xpos jump xpos y position y position y position. So these should all be different because I'm going to do, this is first y position, this is second y position, and this is third y position. 2, 3, and we'll call this, first one will actually just be the Y like we have. The second one will be the jump Y. Let's do this math inside of here real quick. Divided by, minus Y. And then we have to do divided by 2, add one more set of parentheses, and we got that. And then the last one is jump Y position. Alright, let's see what this outputs whenever we get it. We should see setting path here. Yeah, so it set the path multiple times. That was, oh, that was for each one of them. Good, good, good. Okay, cool. Let's do one more thing in the create. Let's just put a debug so we can separate when a new roach is created. Roach created. Okay, get there. Save there. Hit play.
Mission 2, Freeway Frenzy, go!
Okay, so we still see this weird thing happening, which is fine. I just want to see what exactly is off here. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Okay, so that's fine. Let's look at the debug messages. Here we go. Ooh, this is our problem right here. Minus 80. Something's wrong with the math, which is weird. That shouldn't be minus 80. So the Y position at the start is 180. Minus 20. Ah, I see what I'm doing wrong. I see what I'm doing wrong. Step. I think this is going to be really awesome when this works. I'm going to change this guy from speed there is fine. I do want to just swap this. Y, jump, Y, position. Always good to see the debug messages. That should solve our issue. Kind of helps you know where you're messed up at. Alright. Last thing I wanted to do was create an image index, or increase the image speed. So I'm going to increase the image speed if we've got a jumping roach.